The tale opens on a stormy day near a shadow-covered mansion. Akira, a silent and deadly assassin, confronts another killer who is after the same target. Realizing he's outmatched, the rival assassin refuses to yield and swiftly draws a hidden weapon from his robes. He lunges forward, hurling projectiles that Akira dodges effortlessly, moving like a ghost through the rain. The fight intensifies as the man charges with his sword, their blades clashing with sharp precision. Akira disarms him with a swift motion, sending his opponent's sword flying, but the assassin retaliates with a flurry of daggers. Akira avoids each strike until the man reveals one last hidden blade. Before it can land, Akira vanishes from sight and reappears behind him. Desperate, the man searches for an opening, but Akira blocks every move and pins his arms. When the assassin attempts a bladed kick, Akira anticipates it, stabbing his arm and shattering his leg in one fluid counterattack. Defeated, the assassin collapses, his own sword falling from above and ending his struggle. Afterward, Akira slips silently into the mansion. He stands over a sleeping man, his target, and hesitates for a brief moment before raising his blade to finish the mission. But before this grim life began, Akira was just an ordinary high schooler in Japan. During lunch, a few girls invite their friend Tsukasa to eat with them, but he declines, busy with his duties as student council president. Nearby, other students thank a girl named Shiori for helping them. At another table, Akira quietly scrolls through novels on his phone. His friend asks if he likes reading isekai stories, but Akira casually replies that he just reads whatever's free. His friend laughs, tells him to recommend good ones, and walks off. Watching him go, some girls whisper, surprised that anyone even talks to Akira. He's practically invisible at school. As he eats, Akira also wonders about his lonely life. Suddenly, his phone glitches, and a strange darkness spreads across the classroom ceiling. A glowing magic circle forms beneath their feet, and in a flash, the students are transported to a massive castle. Confused, they look around until a priest appears, announcing that the king wishes to meet them. The priest steps aside to reveal the king and princess. The monarch explains that they've been summoned from another world to the kingdom of Rediz in the realm of Morgan, a continent threatened by invading demons. He declares that one of them will become the legendary hero destined to defeat the demon lord. The students, excited by the prospect of a real isekai adventure, line up to test their powers. The first boy touches a crystal sphere, but learns he's not the hero. The priest assures him he still holds the potential of a strong warrior. One by one, the others discover their roles. Yuki as a dispel mage, Tomoya as a knight, and Shiori as a healer. Then the priest announces that they can now view their stats directly. Curious, everyone checks theirs, and Nanase asks Akira what his class is. When he reveals that he's an assassin, everyone is shocked by how high his stats are. Finally, Tsukasa steps up to the orb, and the crystal glows brightly. He's chosen as the hero. The priest and students celebrate Tsukasa's incredible potential, praising him as their destined savior. Yet, as Akira looks at his own far superior stats, he quietly wonders how someone with such weak numbers could have been chosen as the hero. As Nanise curiously asks Akira to reveal his class, he stays silent, questioning whether the king's tale about demons can be trusted. Choosing caution, Akira decides to keep his overpowered abilities a secret and activates a concealment spell to erase his presence. When Nanisa turns to speak to him again, she panics thinking he's vanished and walks away just as Asahina begins his own class test. After everyone completes their assessments, the priest announces that special gear will be prepared for them and instructs the students to rest in their assigned chambers. Relieved that his identity remains hidden, Akira follows the group unseen. While sneaking through the palace corridors, he spots a surveillance crystal and realizes the king is monitoring their every move, proof that his instincts about the man were right. What he doesn't notice, however, is a knight quietly observing him from behind. Later that night, Akira discovers an unused storage room and decides to rest there. But curiosity gets the better of him, and he begins exploring the palace rooftops. Gazing at the unfamiliar city skyline, he marvels at the realization that he's truly in another world. Testing his newfound agility, he leaps between towers before overhearing voices nearby. Concealing himself, he spies the princess reporting to the king. mocking the summoned students as naive children with special powers. The king coldly orders her to move forward with his plan. Hidden behind them, Akira wonders what scheme they're plotting and contemplates ending the king's life right then. The king suddenly senses something but finds no one when he turns around. The next morning, Akira quietly eats his meal under concealment, debating whether to warn the others. He knows they won't believe him. Meanwhile, Tsukasa confidently rallies the group, claiming the king's generosity deserves repayment through victory against the demons. The students cheer, unaware they're being manipulated. Watching them, Akira can only sigh, realizing how easily they've fallen for the lie. Later, the Royal Knight Commander, Saren, and his partner, Jills, arrive to train the summoned heroes. Saren proudly introduces himself as the kingdom's final line of defense, though Jills reminds him to stay humble. Saren explains that the students will train for a month before venturing into a labyrinth to face monsters. The new heroes cheer in excitement, while Akira keeps his distance, quietly studying Saren's demeanor. When Saren leaves the training grounds, Akira follows to investigate. As he approaches a fountain, a voice suddenly calls his name, Saren. Shocked, Akira wonders if his concealment spell wore off, but Saren calmly assures him it's still active. His mystic eyes allow him to perceive body heat. Alarmed, Akira grips his blade, but Saren raises a hand, promising he means no harm and won't expose him. Still wary, Akira listens as the knight confides that he has his own reasons for distrusting the king. Saren then asks Akira to keep their encounter secret, and after a tense pause, Akira agrees. They sit together, and Akira admits he wants access to the royal archives to learn about this world. When Saren asks about his concealment level, Akira replies that it's already maxed, though his other skills remain untrained. Amused, Saren offers to mentor him, warning that the archives won't reveal much anyway. Excited at the chance to improve his strength, Akira accepts, determined to uncover the truth behind this strange world, while still yearning to one day return home. Saren agrees to train Akira, but reminds him that he must become stronger if he hopes to survive long enough to return home. Feeling guilty about receiving guidance for free, Akira offers to repay Saren somehow, but the knight laughs and says stories about Akira's homeworld will be enough. The two shake hands, and for the first time, Akira formally introduces himself out of respect. Their training begins, and Akira quickly learns more about this strange world, one shared by humans, demons, elves, and beastmen. Saren pushes him through grueling exercises while explaining that class levels rise only through battle, but skill levels can improve with consistent practice. As they train, Saren becomes fascinated by Akira's tales of Earth and its technology, while Akira, though nostalgic, begins to appreciate this new world's raw simplicity. One day, Saren and his partner Jills talk privately. Jills teases him for spending so much time with Akira, but Saren admits the boy's stories captivate him. When he reveals that Akira's concealment skill is maxed, something only the first hero of their world ever achieved, Jills is stunned. As Akira approaches, Jills quietly leaves to give them privacy. Akira hands Saren a book from the Royal Archives, warning that it contains dangerous information. Saren calmly admits that he wrote it himself under the guise of a cookbook, using it to hide his plan to overthrow the corrupt king. He explains that the king seeks absolute control over the continent. Akira recalls the king's manipulative words and finally understands Saren's motives. Saren tells him that many knights secretly oppose the king, but wish to remove him peacefully. Impressed, Akira remarks that his assassin abilities could end the king easily, though he hesitated when he had the chance. Saren commends him, saying that power doesn't define morality, and that refusing to kill makes him stronger, not weaker. Akira admits that he couldn't bear for his family to know him as a murderer. Saren smiles, explaining that he trusts Akira because he thinks before acting and isn't easily deceived. Quietly, Akira confesses that he's never been praised before. Moved, Saren asks if Akira would help him dethrone the king without violence. Akira promises to think about it and leaves the room. After a full month of training, Saren announces that the students will now explore the great labyrinth of Canyon. As crowds cheer them on, Akira feels uneasy at the sudden admiration. He spots a girl watching from afar and asks her why. She snaps that her people sacrificed everything to summon the heroes. When Akira admits he doesn't understand, she warns that he'll learn the truth soon enough. Inside the labyrinth, the heroes face their first real battle against monsters. During the fight, one careless student triggers a trap, unleashing a horde of ogres. Akira swiftly slays one and urges Saren to retreat with the others. Saren unleashes a divine sword technique, cutting down dozens of enemies. But as they near the exit, more monsters appear, blocking the path. Tsukasa recalls the emergency smoke bomb gifted by the princess and detonates it. The explosion clears the weaker beasts, but from the smoke emerges a massive minotaur. When Jills and the others arrive, they're stunned that such a creature exists at this level. Akira leaps into battle, dodging a heavy strike and slashing the monster's back, only for his blade to shatter against its hide. Retreating to Tsukasa's side, Akira urges him to depend on his teammates. But the hero, gripped by fear, begins to panic, calling himself a failure. Sensing something strange, Akira asks the Dispel Mage to cast a cleansing spell, revealing a demonic curse that was clouding Tsukasa's mind. With his sanity restored, Tsukasa regains focus as Saren joins Akira. The knight nods at him, and together they unleash a coordinated attack. Saren's lightning strike stuns the beast, and Akira reappears from the shadows to deliver his ultimate blow using forbidden shadow magic. That concludes episode 1. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next part of Akira's journey.